Hey guys, this is part 2, so if you haven't seen part 1, make sure you click the thumbnail up in the corner or there's a link in the description below.
We really only need 4, 5, 6 cars a day to make our business jam. One van could bring in anywhere from 12 to 14 grand a month of revenue.
What could somebody be expecting to pay if they want this system for their business? Any hacks, any secret sauce?
Man, if I told you, I'd have to kill you.
Okay.
That's a great way to increase your profit.
Now, when it came to the auto detailing, is there something that you believe you guys do different than other people that are in the same business or, do the exact, same type of thing you guys do?
No, that's a good question. I think my necessity at the beginning of starting out small and being mobile, because I couldn't afford overhead, turned out to be an asset, because I found that very busy people couldn't believe that we would come to their house and take care of it. And then I also found out that, on a skill level of 2 to 10, nobody can really tell the difference between 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What they wanted was, man, they wanted good work. They wanted someone they can trust. They loved the family business aspect, right? And just like the other day, vice president of a big company called and he said, I've called 5 companies. You're the only guy that answered the phone. Wow. And we scheduled 3 cars with that person.
When you first started out, over the years, have you seen a gradual increase when it's come to profit? Or was it, once you kind of got going, you guys were out of here?
No, I think that adding the manpower at the right time, that's a great way to increase your profit. That's the tough part for most entrepreneurs, right? It's like, okay, I'm bringing on employees, or I actually have some people that I have as independent contractors that I work with, kind of almost as employees. Gotcha. That's almost the only way. Once you start duplicating yourself and you find little efficiencies, then you copy that a few times. I know people that have, they've gone from 5 employees to 20 to whatever. Wow. And of course, the headache goes up, right? It's a tough one. So finding the right people, rewarding them good, right? And giving them a little bit of ownership, and just making sure that you kind of have that same vision to provide great service, have a great time, make some money, make people happy, right?
Yes, sir.
And you gotta like cars.
Yeah, got to.
Right.
Got to be into cars.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you have a lot of repeat customers? And if so, how do you keep them around for 28 years?
Right. Well, people's cars are very personal, right? I mean, you're in their business, right? It's like a lady's purse, right? So once you gain their trust, right, they actually want to. And I would say we don't have a really amazing system of, emails every 6 months or whatever, but that's what we're developing right now is kind of that repeat customer because, in a day, it's just amazing how we really only need 4, 5, 6 cars a day to make our business jam. That's not a lot, right?
Right.
And here's the whole idea. I'd rather detail a car that was detailed 6 months ago than one that was detailed 6 years ago. You know what I'm talking about?
I do. Yep, that makes sense.
So that's what we're after.
All right, guys, now it's time for our Blitz Questions. Notto, are you ready?
Oh, wow. Yeah, I hope so.
All right, first question. First thing in the morning, what do you need to get started?
A kiss from my wife and a protein shake.
Oh, he's smart. Good answer. Good answer. If you could detail any celebrity's car, what celebrity would it be?
Wow, Michael Jordan.
Oh, that's a good one. What is the hardest job you've had in your whole life?
I worked in a chicken farm, unloading chickens out of cages to the slaughterhouse.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
Now tell me this, what's the fanciest car you think you and your guys have ever detailed?
Let's see, we've done a Lamborghini Countach back in the day. That was like the highlight of starting my business. We have a few customers with kind of the Bentley, the Ferrari, the Porsche.
Very nice.
Hard to tell. I like the Bentley.
Very nice. Good taste.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to lunchtime, when you guys take your lunch break, what's your go-to place?
We do not break for lunch because we work all the way through and get it done. Carl's Jr. is right up there, though.
Okay, tell me about the worst experience you had with a customer when you had to go and service them.
I did a Ford Expedition that had multiple dogs in it. And after 9 hours, I went in and pleaded for release and said, let me go, let me go.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that was tough.
And business-wise, you're in Oregon right now. Are you looking at expanding, going down south to California, Washington State, you know, New York? Who knows? Where?
Yeah. No, honestly, I'm quite sure we'll be expanding into Washington. There's business everywhere. Like I said, 4 cars a day will create a great lifestyle for you.
Yes, sir.
There's a lot of cars everywhere.
Yes, sir. So the total price with the equipment, van included, what could somebody be expecting to pay if they want this type of system for their, you know, their business?
Gotcha. I would say probably for $1,000, you could fill that up with the equipment you need.
Gotcha.
Okay. I think that literally all of our vans, I haven't spent over $4,000 on a van yet.
Wow.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Kind of wild, right? Shop vac, right?
Okay.
5-6 horsepower shop vac. This is a Rigid brand, Home Depot, right? 99 bucks.
Wow, that's it?
Yeah, 99
Wow.
bucks.
What is this
Gotcha.
right here?
So here's
very curious.
here's a pressure washer. This is a Sunjoe. This isn't, you know, like, hey, this is the best pressure washer.
Yeah.
It does the job. It's light. It's portable. Okay.
Nice. And this is something you're going to use pretty much every day for the most part, or
Yeah,
on a regular basis?
I wouldn't say every day, but I would say you don't want to show up without this because
Okay.
you're always going to find that car with the moss, things like that, or whatever. Okay.
Got you.
Now,
Okay.
if you'll notice, okay, so we're plugging into the client's water.
Right.
These flexible, collapsible hoses. Fantastic.
Okay.
Right. These are probably $40, $45 for
Okay.
those hoses. Of course, you can buy some for a bunch less, right?
Now tell me this, does it depend on the customer's preference when it comes to plugging into their home, or you pretty much always have to when using something like this here?
Yeah, you know what? And that's kind of a business decision I made a long time ago
Okay.
because I'd heard of companies that brought their own water, had their generator, whatever. And as an entrepreneur, I'm going, hey, that's a great idea. That's overhead that I just think is totally not necessary.
Gotcha.
And people spend money on that. And in 28 years, I've been asked 4 times, right?
Yeah.
Do you have your own water and power? Right?
Got you. Okay.
So,
Any hacks, any secret sauce that you could share with, you know, our viewers in TV land? Anything that, you know?
man, if I told you, I'd have to kill you.
Okay. We don't want that. We don't
Right?
want that. I need
No.
to
No, honestly, I think a couple things that people really love is us finding a way to go the extra mile, like sweeping out their garage or saying, hey, I want to let you know we took care of this. And, you know, if someone's got a little scrape and we know when we pull up, we go, okay, that's a little color off something, we can take that off. We'll show it to them before, and then after we show it to them. So we're adding value, right?
Yeah.
Other times we'll actually take our little tools and show the customer, right? Like, this is what this is a grout brush, you know, and they're like, ooh, you know, right?
Yeah.
We're into heavy duty surgery here, right?
Right,
You know,
right.
right? But I think also learning the customer, calling them by name, and they'll mirror you. If we get personal, they get personal. I tell them about my daughter who's on the tennis, and they'll talk to them about their son who is in the Olympics.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Things like that. And I think that's those little things add a lot to, you know, what we do.
So currently you have 3 vans right now.
Mhm.
Say if you wanted to add a 4th, an extra van, what's the cost on that for you? And do you think that that would add more profit to the business?
Yeah, I would say one van with the type of demand and the marketing we're doing, one van would bring in anywhere from 12 to 14 grand a month of revenue, okay? You know, we aren't buying brand new vehicles, right? We just try to buy reliable, you know, a reliable vehicle, stock it, ready to go, right? But yeah.
All right, guys, you're gonna really like this question right here. Watch this. You got any discounts for anybody out there if they happen to see this video, or can you help our people out?
You know what? If anybody will mention UpFlip, we'll give you a $20 bill right off the top. You bet.
What a nice guy. $20 off if you mention UpFlip. Call him, go to the website, he's gonna hook you up. If you want information on Mr. Jensen's business, you can look right below this video in the description. You will see the website link, and you will also see the phone number so that you can get your car serviced by this guy right here. Notto, I want to thank you, sir, for letting us come out and see what your whole system is. Let us kind of get an inside look at your business. Is there anything else you want to say to the viewers out there, or any advice or tips that they could benefit from, you think?
Yeah, I would just say, people that want to be entrepreneurs, that want to own a small business, being able to be an owner and prospering through it, I think it's a great ride, and I wouldn't have it any other way myself.
Absolutely.
Good being with you guys.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Awesome.
We appreciate you. All right, guys, this is the end of part 2. Hopefully you enjoyed all the wisdom and knowledge that Notto had to share. Me personally, I don't really like washing cars, but that's for you to decide. Make sure you check out our blog, upflip.com/blog, and we're out of here.